Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most crucial pieces of equipment that you use is one that we provide, and that's your tabletop burners. When you come to your table for preset, or when you begin your production preset, you need to test your burners. These are a butane burner and they have a canister in them. That will be a brand new canister when you come to your table. Make sure that the locking mechanism is in place for the unit, because that brings the canister forward so that gas will flow. Then you will turn the unit to the click, and as you can see, your flame will start. If your flame does not start immediately, things that you can do is to hold the handle down a little extended, then come back a second time and click. If it does not light at that point, you need to notify your timer immediately so that the situation can be remedied before you get into your cooking period. The use of the burners, you are allowed to do certain things and certain things you're not allowed to do. You have to realize that because you have a butane canister here, anything that would cover this creates a danger and a major hazard, because if this overheats, we can have an explosion. So for that reason, you are no longer allowed in competition, okay, to use a full extension plate between two burners, because all that has to happen is one of these be turned the wrong way. So you cannot, I repeat, you cannot do this. You cannot have an extension between two burners. What you can do, if placed properly, is you may have a long plate such as this that has had legs attached to it in some fashion. That is allowed in competition, but that's something that you would have to have fabricated. The judges are going to have to deem that it is safe. It can't be a temporary situation that would be unstable. The other thing that you are allowed to do is to have a plate such as this, so that you have a little bit larger area. But here again, the placement of it is important. It has to be placed so that the canister is not covered. You cannot place it like this. And what you have to remember in the process of placing it like this, you now have a situation where you have to maintain balance, ladies and gentlemen. So you need to be very aware of that. The other thing that you are allowed to do is to use the camp stoves as we have in the past. However, I do want you to remember again that it cannot cover the canister. It can cover the burner, but it cannot cover the canister. Regardless of what type of piece of equipment you may wish to try and use with the burner, one thing that you cannot do is to manipulate the burner. You have to use the burner as it was designed to be used, which is with the support prongs up, okay, and the cooking surface recessed. You can use an item such as this. This was custom made for one of the teams by their shop class, and what it allows is for smaller pans to be used more easily on these burners. It fits on top of the burner so that you have a more stable center form. That operates within the design of the unit, has no impact whatsoever on canister and canister safety. So that type of attachment would be allowed in competition. Ladies and gentlemen, the major issue here is one of safety. We want to keep you safe, we want to keep the spectators safe, and I'd like to keep the judges safe. We have seen over the years a number of innovative things that have been used to try and make the best and most efficient use of the cooking surface that you are allowed to use. One thing that people like to use is the griddle, and this most absolutely is allowed. However, here again, it has to be placed in such a way that it does not cover the canister. This particular griddle actually sits very, very well on the unit. What you could not do, however, is to turn it to where it covers the canister. The other thing that we've seen used are the kitchen, what I term the kitchen stones. We've also seen granite used. Any type of heat retention stone is fine, and these again can be used as a enlargement plate for heating, etc. It is allowed for you to preheat these and then to place them on appropriate additional surface on the table. Put your plates on them, put whatever on them, because they retain heat, to use them as a holding surface to try and retain heat. Granite works well for that. Those type of innovations, ladies and gentlemen, are fine, but safety first. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember that the intent of the competition and your goal in the competition, of course, it's to win. But the most important thing is to learn and to grow. And we know that you will do that. We know that you will represent well, and I look forward to seeing how you build the future of the restaurant industry. Thank you.